Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
He's just stepped out. He'll be back, I think.
Sorry, man. All right. Translation. One who can learn the process of nations and that of transcendental knowledge side by side can transcend the influence of repeated birth and death and enjoy the full blessings of immortality. Please repeat after me. Only one who can learn.
Only one who can learn
The process of nations.
The process of
nations.
And that of transcendental knowledge.
And that of
transcendental knowledge.
By side.
Side by side.
Can transcend the influence.
Can transcend the influence
of repeated birth and death.
Of repeated
birth and death.
And enjoy the full blessings.
And enjoy
the full blessings
of immortality.
Immortality.
Purport. Can you read the first paragraph in the purport?
Yes. Since the creation of material world, everyone has been trying to attain permanent life. But the laws of nature are so cruel that no one has been able to avoid the hand of death. No one wants to die, nor does anyone want to become old or diseased. The law of nature, however, does not allow anyone immunity from old age, disease, or death, nor has advancement of material knowledge solved these problems. Material science can discover the nuclear bomb to accelerate the process of death, but it cannot discover anything that can protect man from cruel hands of old age, disease, and death. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Any thoughts, comments on this para?
There's a lot of money and research being poured into trying to make people immortal.
Right.
They're wasting their time.
So true. So true. What is the theme of this mantra? So again, I would like to encourage devotees to think from a standpoint that like in a way that you have to write your own commentary on this on every verse. You see. So we are going to switch our thought process. Like we'll have to have two parallel thought processes going on in our mind. One is I'm a student and I'm trying to understand, and another thought process is that I need to write a commentary or purport on this verse. You see what I'm saying? Am I able to communicate?
Yes, Prabhu.
So what that will do is that that will help us to analyze deeper, right? So learn deeper, learn with the help of Srila Prabhupada, and then analyze deeper. Pandurang Dev Prabhu ki jai ho.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So let us begin that exercise. So I would like to take a minute and reflect, think a little bit on the translation, and then let us take the journey of our analysis with Srila Prabhupada. So as Prabhupada is putting down the purport, let us keep connecting with the verse, why it's being said, what additional commentary would you like to give? Is that all right?
Prabhuji, it's in
Tanya Mataji is...
Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, because in the last few verses we've been reading that nescience is the one that leads us into the darkest region of ignorance, and we also said that different result is obtained, by studying nescience. And then here they says that you have to learn the process of nescience. This is the same nescience, is it? Or is it a different word?
What do you think?
So avidya is ignorance. So they're saying to learn the process of ignorance, that I don't understand.
Okay, that's a good point. So what we will do is yeah. So let us put that question on the board. Okay, just imagine that there's a blackboard and we're writing on it. So we're writing this point on our blackboard: process of nations, question mark. Okay. What else is in this translation? Just the mantra. What are you reflecting? What are you finding in this mantra?
Like in the last verse, like Tanya Mataji mentioned, any knowledge that is acquired for anything other than spiritual, that doesn't lead us to the path of spiritual life, is avidya, is ignorance. And in here it says that we need to know that the material knowledge also, in addition to the transcendental knowledge, to transcend.
Okay. All right. So we need to know avidya to transcend. Okay. All right. What else? So I'm in the chat message. I'm writing down these points. Okay. Yes. What else?
We need to know the transcend.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes we say we need to go through the bad and good, so we understand. We know really experience things so that we can have good judgment on it. So I feel only one who can learn the process of nescience and that of transcendental knowledge. So you should know both what is the material, how the material nature works, and what is the avidya, and also we should know the transcendental knowledge. Once we have a better understanding, we know what to avoid
And what to appreciate.
And what to follow, that we have a clear understanding of things.
So are you saying that we need to go through the process of nations?
Not go through process, but we should understand how the material nature works, what is the ignorance, what is transcendental knowledge. When we know, then our mind will work. Okay, I should not go, then I will have a consequence if I go this route. If I go this route, I have this. So we have a better understanding the transfer knowledge also we can have better understanding because of this understanding of how avidya works.
Okay. So need to understand what is material nature. Right?
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, material. Yes, Prabhu. Material nature is avidya. Like we need to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Somehow we are here, Prabhu, in this material world, and we need to know a way to come out of this material. So without knowing the material nature, it is difficult to come out. If
Okay.
you are in the water and you have to know to swim.
Okay. All right. It's a good point. What else? What else is this mantra talking about? Kamal Priya Mataji, Subhadrani Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Any thoughts?
Prabhuji, I didn't understand this actual meaning of nescience, but the Prabhupada he's here telling that in anything advancement, whatever the nuclear and the scientists are doing, they can't do, they can't able to do the any solution for old age disease and everything, but they can't able to stop the age growing process, and this death, old age and disease, this is there in
Okay.
the real one. Thank you, Prabhu. Prabhuji, nescience, can you explain nescience, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Nations means ignorance. Ignorance, vidya. Right? Darkness. Nations.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji.
So let us put everything together. One point that Prabhupada is mentioning here, not Prabhupada, but the mantra is indicating that Amritam, deathlessness. Amritam is deathlessness. So this is a point that is being mentioned here. Transcend the influence of repeated birth and death and enjoy the full blessings of immortality. Amritam. Amrit. Right? Vidya ya amritam ashnute. So this is, what is the translation? Only one who can learn the process of nations and the process of transcendental knowledge. Two different things. Nations and process of transcendental knowledge side by side, parallelly. That person can transcend the influence of repeated birth and death and become immortal. So that's the theme. That's the theme of this particular shloka. Now let us dive deep and analyze each of these things one by one. So Srila Prabhupada is starting his purport, and he is starting with putting his focus on the word deathlessness, immortality. Prabhupada starting with his focus on immortality. So the first para that we read is talking about how Everybody wants to be immortal. Is it right? Are we in the right direction?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Everybody is trying to become immortal. No one wants to die, nor anyone wants to become old or diseased. Anybody here who wants to become old?
No.
Nobody wants to become old. Tanya Mataji, anybody wants to become diseased?
Mataji, we are all diseased. We are materially contaminated.
We are all diseased. We don't want old age. We don't want disease. We don't want to die. And we are working so hard. And Prabhupada is making our hope futile. What is our hope? We all are living in the hope that somehow or other, let me forget or let me overcome old age, disease, and death, and then I can become happy. So, our greatest hope today is in the material science, that somehow or other science will figure out a way for me to become healthy, for me to stay young, and for me to not die. Certainly in our heart, do we have that hope? You have that hope? Who has that hope? Certainly that material science will help me to at least uh, make things a little better than what they are in terms of old age, disease, death.
There's been research for diseases. People have now medicines for many diseases, but death and old age, nobody can.
Okay. Even diseases, while a cure comes for one disease, a new disease comes up.
Yeah, that is true.
And while there are 100 diseases for which we have cure, there are 100 diseases which we don't even know that they are there.
Yes.
Like sometimes we go to the doctor, he does all the diagnosis, and he says, "Aapko to koi problem nahi hai. You are doing very well." And then you are suffering in pain meanwhile, isn't it? So there is that hope. We go to the hospital, we go to the doctor, the hope कि right now I'm in pain, and this doctor will do some things and take away the pain. Isn't it? There is that subtle hope, and Prabhupada is immediately hammering it, smashing it, saying, nor the advancement of material knowledge solved these problems. So point is, everybody wants to be immortal. Everybody wants to be free from death and disease and old age. But that is not possible with the current thought process. And then I was just thinking, the moment Prabhupada says everybody wants to be immortal, I was thinking, what are some examples from the Shastras of people?
Hey, Krishna.
Can you remember any examples from Shastras where people wanted to become immortal?
Hiranyakashipu.
Hiranyakashipu. Any other examples? Yes. Any other examples? Yes. Come on. So many examples.
Kamsa,
Kamsa.
Kamsa wanted to be immortal because he was thinking that eighth son of Devaki is going to kill me. If I can kill that eighth son, then I'll become immortal. Then nobody will be able to kill me. Just in order to become immortal, he killed 6 children of Devaki. Can you imagine? Right? Anybody else wanted to become immortal?
No.
Come on. Ravan. Ravan wanted to become immortal, right?
Was he did he play for
Yeah.
immortality? I thought he played for all those powers. Yeah, maybe.
He performed intense tapasya and he asked for the benediction that nobody should be able to kill me. Make me so powerful that nobody can defeat me. Nobody can kill me. So Brahmaji gave him the benedictions, all right. No demigods, no Gandharva, no Kinnara, no Rakshasa, nobody will be able to kill you. And thought, let me not ask about human beings because human beings are just so insignificant. So he did not ask that. So when he did not ask that, because of his arrogance, Lord Ram, Krishna came as a human being in the form of Lord Ram. Right? So many people, all the demons, they wanted to be immortal. Right?
Yeah, they all
Jarasandha wanted to be immortal. Duryodhan wanted to be immortal. So now let's see what Prabhupada is saying. Panurang Prabhu, you want to read the next para?
Second paragraph. Second.
From the Puranas, we learn of the activities of Hiranyakashipu, a king who was very much advanced materially, wanted to conquer cruel death by his material acquisitions and the strength of his nations. He underwent a type of meditation to serve the inhabitants of all the planet meditation to severe that the inhabitants of all the planetary systems become disturbed by his mystic powers. He forced the creator of the universe, the demigod Brahma, to come down to him. He then asked Brahma for the benediction of becoming Amara, by which one does not die. Brahma said that he could not award the benediction because even he, the material creator who rules all planets, is not Amara. As confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 8.17, Brahma lives a long time, but does not mean he is immortal.
Very simple, self-explanatory. Next paragraph, Tanya Mataji.
Hiranya means gold and Kashipu means soft bed. This cunning gentleman Hiranyakashipu was interested in these two things, money and women, and he wanted to enjoy them by becoming immortal. He asked from Brahma many benedictions in hopes of indirectly fulfilling his desire to become immortal. Since Brahma told him that he could not grant the gift of immortality, Hiranyakashipu requested that he not be killed by any man, animal, god, or any other living being within the 8,400,000 species. He also asked that he not die on land, in the air or water, or by any weapon. In this way, Hiranyakashipu foolishly thought that these guarantees would save him from death. Ultimately, however, although Brahma granted him all these benedictions, He was killed by the personality of Godhead in the form of Narsimha, the Lord half lion, half man incarnation, and no weapon was used to kill him, for he was killed by the Lord's nails. Nor was he killed on the land, in the air, or in the water, for he was killed on the lap of that wonderful living being, Narsimha, who was beyond his conception.
All right, wonderful. So far, so good. Next para, Subhadrani Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu. The whole point here is that even Hiranyakashipu, the most powerful of materialists, could not become deathless by his various plans. What then can be accomplished by the tiny Hiranyakashipus of today, whose plans are
Thought
thwarted. Thank you, Mataji. Thwarted from moment to moment.
Wonderful.
Thank
So
you.
this is the whole last four paragraphs. Prabhupada is Hare Krishna Amritmani Mataji. Welcome to the call. Dandavat Pranam. Can you hear us, Amritmani Mataji?
I don't know if she can hear us. Haribol Mataji, can you hear us?
Yeah. Doesn't look like.
Mm.
No problem. So this is the whole point that is Prabhupada is making. Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu was a very, very supra human being. He was extremely intelligent, a tapasvi, like from a acumen and power and intelligence IQ perspective, there is nobody on the planet today like who can be better than Hiranyakashipu. He was just too brilliant, very powerful. So Prabhupada is saying that Hiranyakashipu also wanted to become immortal, but he could not. And actually, everybody in this world want to be immortal. We may say, oh no, मैं तो devotee हूँ, I don't wish all these things, but we guaranteed we want to become immortal.
Prabhuji, I
We
don't
don't want to die.
understand one thing, that they are so intelligent and they were well versed with the Vedas, and they all know that we are in the middle. We are not even the best planet to be on. So why would they wish to be immortal on this Earth planet, which is not such a great planet? Why do they not wish to go to Swarglok or Brahmalok or any place better? If they don't wish to serve, they can enjoy.
Right. And you know, they were so powerful that they could actually get the enjoyments of Swargloka here.
Oh, acha, right. They could conquer all the lokas.
So, like Ravan,
Hmm.
he made golden Lanka, and Indra was defeated by him. So Ravan had actually enjoyment as better than Swargloka. Hiranyakashipu had enjoyment better than Swargloka. So it's not about enjoyment. They were enjoying the so-called material world.
Yeah.
Right? Like we are thinking that, oh, Swargloka mein bahut maja hai. Enjoyment hai. Like people in India are thinking, in America there is so much enjoyment.
They think
Isn't
America
it?
is Swargaloka.
But people who are living in America are realizing, अरे यार ये तो सब एक ही है.
We are all Shudras cleaning the houses at times.
Exactly. So that whole concept of enjoyment is very illusory. So that's why even people like Hiranyakashipu and Ravan, while they had all the sense gratification at their fingertips pe, Like they will do chutki and boom, whatever sense gratification they want comes in front of them. Right?
So they were not
Even
almost
they had
human
that.
beings. That means they were not like humans. They had superhuman powers. They could go to other.
Yeah, they were on the planet. So technically, 100,000 species of human beings. But the idea is they had a human form and they had all the enjoyment, immortal. And your question is why they did not have that little sense? You know, of course, you're saying why they didn't want to go to Swarglok, but there was no need for them because they were having all those pleasures here. But the point that is being discussed here, people wanted to be immortal.
Hmm.
And not only all those people, all of us want to be immortal. Let's identify this bug, right? The bug is we all want to be immortal. Isn't that true? Like yesterday, I was driving, and I saw, how in America, right, when they carry the dead bodies, how they carry the dead bodies in America. Anybody knows? We're all living in America.
In a
No,
coffin.
no,
In the
Prabhuji.
They
they go
go
to the coffin and they um, then take them in the
Yeah,
a big limousine car, and then they,
right.
depending on what cremation they're going to have, whether they're going to be burnt or buried, according to
Right.
that.
So, like in India, what is the process? The process is put the dead body on the
Shoulder.
Shoulder of
what
their family members.
what do they call it?
Kandha, kandha.
Right. But what do they call that stretcher?
Wooden.
Whatever it is. They put the dead body on that stretcher, put on a shoulder, and they walk from their home to the cremation ground. They walk. And as they're walking, there's a procession, right? There's like 50 people along with the dead body, right?
Hmm.
Is that right?
Yes,
And then what are they all chanting?
Ram Nam Satya.
Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai. So whenever, like when we were children and when we would visit, we never saw something like this in Bombay because Bombay was a metropolitan city. But when we would visit our hometown in Ujjain, and and we would be playing, right? Little children, we're playing, and when you're playing, and when we'll hear Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai, immediately we'll rush out into the balcony to see, Arey, kya ho gaya, right? And then we will see dead bodies being carried, and 50 people are following that, all chanting Ram Naam Satya Hai, Ram Naam Satya Hai. And then we would ask our parents, कि क्या हो गया है? So, this person has died, and all are going. This is the process. So, in America, what is the program? The same thing happens, but in cars. Everything is closed. America means सब कुछ छुपा के रखना है. The miseries have to be hidden as much as possible so that people's sense gratification should not be disturbed.
Mm-hmm.
It's all culture of commercialism. If people will start to think, "Ki, let me not enjoy," the whole industry will collapse here. Because everything is just based on sense gratification. So you have to cover and hide the miseries as soon as possible because the economy will collapse if people start to become aware that let me not put the makeup, let me not eat all kinds of crazy things, right? So everything is in cars. So there's this big limousine in which, and then there is a procession of cars which will follow this dead body. And then there will be these flags they'll put on each car which is part of the procession. So that everybody knows कि भाई, these people give them way, they are going in this procession.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever you see that, a limousine with for being followed by these cars with those flags, immediately you know here's a dead body, right? So yesterday I was driving and then I saw this. They call it some kind of a crest or something. Anyway, so this thing was going and I said, "This is Ram Naam Satya hai." It's the same procession going on. Only thing is they are not even saying Ram Naam Satya, right? And I was thinking, and I started chanting Hare Krishna. And then I was actually, and this procession was going very slow. So I said, okay, let me, take over and then go ahead because I want to go. And then as I was taking over and, going ahead, and then I was thinking, okay, good, now I can move forward. And then thought came to my mind. And I was thinking, where am I running away from this? Right? So where am I going away from this? And I thought that, yeah, that's true. This is the reality of life. This is the reality of life. Each one of us will be in that position sooner or later. And just imagine that dead body going in that car, that soul is watching the same thing around, right? You're watching the malls, you're watching the nice smooth roads. But those things have no meaning now for this dead body. And probably that person would have gone through that road so many times. And we are also going through that road now. But someday we may also go through the same road. Who knows? And that day when we are going through that road will have no meaning for us. Right? So the point is, we all want to not identify with that and become immortal. We all want to become immortal. Nobody wants to die. And Prabhupada is pointing it out here that in this material world, even Hiranyakashipu could not become immortal. The whole point here is that even Hiranyakashipu, the most powerful of materialists, could not become deathless by his various plans. It can be accomplished by the tiny Hiranyakashipus of today, whose plans are thwarted from moment to moment. So point is, let's not put hope in this material world. It's going to be beaten up. Sri Ishopanishad instructs us not to make one-sided attempts to win the struggle for existence. Everyone is struggling hard for existence, but the laws of material nature are so hard and fast that they do not allow anyone to surpass them. Please understand, such an important point. The laws of material nature are so hard and fast. We cannot. Devi hi esha gunamayi mama maya durattaya. What verse is this? Anybody knows?
We can cross this ocean of material only Krishna's mercy. Like this.
No. What is this? Two lines. Daivi esha gunamayi mama maya durattaya. You are telling the next two lines.
Oh, okay.
So it's a divine energy of mine. It's difficult to cross over, but those who are surrender unto me, they can cross over.
First two lines only. Yeah, you're talking the second two lines. First two lines. What verse is that?
3 point. So third.
What is that?
I thought it was the third chapter. No, it's not
Third chapter.
Mm.
In the seventh chapter.
Mm.
What is Krishna saying? Bhagavad Gita again. See, please understand. We are again going back to Bhagavad Gita to support this. Devi Esha Gunamayi Maya Durta. Krishna is saying, my material energy is formidable. It's formidable. Hard and fast. In order to attain a permanent life, okay, now here's the punchline. Here's the punchline. In order to attain a permanent life, what is it? What do you have to do? Tanya Mataji, what do you have to do?
You have to surrender to Krishna.
Krishna.
Prabhupada saying in the purport, in order to attain a permanent life, the next para that we are reading right now, Sri Shambhanesh instructs, the last sentence of that para. In order to attain a permanent life,
Prepared to go back to Godhead.
that's the thing. One must be prepared. Are we prepared? Are we prepared to go back to Godhead?
We are on the process, Prabhu.
We are in the process. Prepared at this point. If somebody, what is that?
I said Krishna will decide we are prepared or not.
Krishna knows that.
Prabhuji,
So we
how
have to
much we should
question ourselves. If right now Krishna comes and says, Shyam Sundar Das, chalo chale, let's go. Are we prepared? Are we prepared to appear in that exam?
No. We think, oh, my son is in college, my wife is here. Who will take care of it?
Yes. Nobody.
Yeah.
Yes, you are right, Prabhuji. It is unless you actually takes a lot of courage. If Krishna comes now and
We may even,
hello, people will not want to leave.
yeah. Even we are saying, calling ourselves as sadhakas, devotees, understanding everything. Even we will say ki, wait Krishna, wait, hang on. This is coming a little bit too sudden. Let me think.
I'm not only when I'm old and dilapidated and I'm good for nothing and I'm crying to come to you,
Yeah.
then we are ready to go.
Yeah. So are we prepared? So Prabhupada is saying one must be prepared to go back to Godhead. And what do you mean by prepared to go back to Godhead? Prepared to go back to Godhead means, first of all, we should understand what is back to Godhead. First of all, we have to understand that right now we are prepared to live here. We have put up a nice home. The home is nicely, it has all the facilities for us. And we are planning everything for our children and everything like that. Job is all safe, secure. If job is not secure, we want it to be secure. We are prepared right now to live here in the material world. Fully prepared. We have our retirement plan so that when we are retiring, then how we will do. So we are all prepared. But right now we are prepared to live in the material world. Prabhupada is saying one must be prepared to go back to Godhead. So last week I was with Govind Prabhu and we were talking. And Govind was saying that unless and until one has deep realizations of the scriptures through that culture of systematic education, he was saying that one will not go back to Godhead. One cannot go back to Krishna. And he was saying that you will have to come back again to go through that system. Systematically get realizations of the Shastras. Then you will go back. So then I was saying, oh really Prabhuji, we'll have to come back to go through that system like this? So then Govind Prabhu was like, he questioned, he said, so you think you will go back to Godhead this lifetime? And I was just taken aback. And I was like, well, I don't think so, but and then he was saying going back to Godhead is not easy. Manushyanam sahasreshu kasyadati siddhaya tatam ki siddhanam kaschin mam eti tattvata. Bahunam janmanamante jnanvan mam prapadyate vasudevam sarvamiti samatma sudurlabha. So rare. Going back to God is rare. And that, just thinking, I said, somewhere, because in our mind, because we are chanting Hare Krishna here and there, we start thinking that I'm a devotee now and nobody can touch me and I'm going back to God. We start thinking like that. And that's also Maya's trick. That's Maya's trick to make us insincere. Because when we feel that I'm a devotee, मैं तो back to God जा रहा हूँ भाई, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Right? We think like that. What happens? We take everything very lightly. We say, हाँ चलो ये भी कर लेंगे, क्या है उसमें, वो भी कर लेंगे. Let's do this, let's do that, take it easy. Why? Because I'm going back to God. Right? So that's Maya's trick, to make us complacent by putting the thought in our mind that I have chanted Hare Krishna, I have done some seva, so I am completely going back to Godhead. Because now what happens is, after years of study, our mind is trained, and the mind will question, is this going to help me in my spiritual life? But Maya is more intelligent than the mind. So when the question comes is, will this help me in my spiritual life? Maya will immediately give the answer. Yes, 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 you are going back to Godhead. What's the problem? You see? So that thing, are you going back to Godhead? This, I said, wow, this is so true. I was thinking, yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. One must be prepared to go back to God, right? I was hearing lecture of Radhanath Maharaj. And Maharaj, the moment I switched on the lecture, Maharaj is saying, if you want to go to Golok Vrindavan, it's not easy. In order to go back to Golok, in order to enter the spiritual world, in order to enter Golok Vrindavan, Maharaj says, one must be totally surrendered to the spiritual master. One must be totally surrendered to the spiritual master and follow the instructions of the spiritual master. Then, so the word is totally surrendered. We are all surrendered, but we are partially, and our partial is 1%. To the spiritual master, then we can enter into Golok. So one must be, in order to attain permanent life, one must be prepared to go back to Godhead. We have to prepare. We have to be prepared that anytime if Krishna comes and says, let's go, we say, all right, Krishna, done. Shake hands, move on. Rebol. And unfortunately, even sadhakas don't think this. So, the next para. Tanevadu, you want to read the next para?
Yes. The process by which one goes back to Godhead is a different branch of knowledge. It has to be learned from revealed Vedic scriptures such as Upanishads, Vedanta Sutra, Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam. This is what Govind Prabhu said. To become happy in this life and attain a permanent blissful life after leaving this material body, one must study this sacred literature and obtain transcendental knowledge. The conditioned living being has forgotten his eternal relationship with God and has mistakenly accepted the temporary place of his birth as all in all. The Lord has kindly delivered the above-mentioned scriptures in India and other scriptures in other countries to remind the forgetful human being that his home is not here in this material world. The living being is a spiritual entity and he can be happy only by returning to his spiritual home.
Hare Krishna. This is just so amazing, isn't it?
Right.
We're just talking about this, and right here you see this in the purport. And I'll tell you honestly, I did not read this para before I was speaking what I was speaking. Right?
Krishna's message to everyone.
What is that?
This is Krishna's message to everyone.
Krishna's message to everyone. To be, see, such a simple statement. Just imagine, this is so simple.
The
To
process
become
that
happy
we-
in this life and attain a permanent blissful life after leaving this material body, one must study this sacred literature and obtain transcendent knowledge. Bas. Is it simple? Panduran Prabhu, is it simple?
Simple, but Prabhuji, time.
What is the time?
It is scriptures. We have so many. Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam is so big, so it takes time, right?
There's
Prabhuji?
no time.
Hmm.
You're saying there's no time.
Prabhuji,
Well, if we want to become happy, see, right now we all want to become happy and we are all thinking money will give me happiness, isn't it?
Yes,
Hours a day,
8, 9.
10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 16 hours we work.
Hmm.
Why? Because money is honey and honey is sweet. Isn't it?
Prabhuji, it's interesting that Prabhupada here has not said that we should study. He's saying we must study.
He's saying one must study. Must. So the point is, in order to become happy, we do so many things, right? It's funny, right? First, we earn money very, very hard, working hard. We put our sweat, blood, everything, we earn money. Then we think, okay, if I spend this money, I'll become happy. So first we earn money. That doesn't give happiness to anybody. Then we spend money. That doesn't give happiness either.
It gives temporary happiness.
Temporary happiness, and then we just, after the money is spent, then we think, like, kya ho gaya? What went wrong? I thought this process works. Even the acts of sense gratification we engage in, they don't give us happiness. So the point is, if for a process that doesn't work, we are putting so much time, why not put some time for the process that works? Isn't it? And what that boils down to is prioritizing our life. It has to be number one priority.
But Prabhuji,
Right?
so many things are there in middle. I don't know how to. Maximum, even though housewife, we are reading maximum 2 hours, Prabhuji. We don't get that much time to read. 18
Right.
hours, 10 hours. How to read?
So a couple weeks back, we were actually in Old Brindavan. Old Brindavan is a place, farmhouse, Brindavan farmhouse in New Brindavan, from where the entire community started. And Radhanath Maharaj, he actually stayed in that house, in that small temple, up on the hill, somewhere in the forest, where nobody, not even, no road is there. He stayed there for so many years, right? So in that house, there is this one spot, one window, where actually Maharaj would put his books and read. And you will be surprised how he would read. So during this time when he was staying there, he had so much seva that he did not have time to sleep. Why? Because from morning 2:30 till night 9:30, he was responsible for doing all the offerings, all the artis. So there are 7 artis in the temple. You know that, right? 7 artis are there in the temple. Mangala Arati, Shringar Arati, then there is the Bhoga Arati. Of course, there's the Arati during breakfast at 9 o'clock, 3rd. Then there's a Bhoga Arati, 4. And then there's a Vaikalika Arati at 4 o'clock, 5. Right? And then there is Gaur Arati at 7. And then there is Shayan Arati, right? 7 Artis, right? Mangal Bhog, then, breakfast bhog, then lunch bhog, then snacks bhog, and then the evening bhoga. 5 bhogs are offered to the Lord, 7 artis are done. And Maharaj was given the responsibility to all those things. And then 9:30, he was given the responsibility of doing all night Sankirtan. 9:30 to 2:30, he will sit and he would chant all night. He had no time to sleep. He had no time to sleep. No time. Literally, he did not sleep for like. The only time he had for sleeping was like in between some, like in pieces of like 15 minutes. In total, he probably 45 minutes and like 4 of, like that. So then, despite such a busy schedule, you would think if I don't read Prabhupada's books, how will I sustain my Krishna consciousness if I don't read Prabhupada's books? So you know what he would do? So because he did not have sleep, there were times that sometimes if he would stand even for like 1 minute, he would go to sleep, even standing. Is he would put the books when he would put it on the window, it would come like to his chest, so he could read like this, right? But even keeping like this, he can doze off because no sleep, right? So what he would do, he would stand on his toes, huh? Because standing on his toe there is that pain, so he won't feel sleep. But still, he would go out to sleep sometimes. So what he used to do, he put a nail on top of this window, and then he would take his shikha and tie to the nail. The shikha is tied to the nail. If he dozes off, the shikha will be pulled, he'll wake up. This is how Srila Prabhupada's books.
This is how you go back to Godhead.
This is how he would read Prabhupada's books, because he felt, despite that he is like he is doing something else, that all day he is working hard outside, no opportunity to remember Krishna, because there's no opportunity to remember Krishna, I must read. No, he's chanting for like 6-7 hours, and he's doing deity worship. He's cooking for Krishna. All 24 hours he's engaged in serving Krishna, but still he is reading Prabhupada's books like this. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji,
So unless and until we have that urgency that if I don't read Prabhupada's books, I will, if I don't read Bhagavad Gita, if I don't read Srimad Bhagavatam, if I don't read these books, then I am in deep trouble. My spiritual life is finished. Unless that sense of urgency is there, we will not feel the impetus to do it. So yes, we are so busy, we don't have time. We have children, we have grastas, we have family. We have so many engagements. Children, you have to take them here, there, this, that. Wives have to cook and clean the home. Like, we have like servants, maid servants waiting in line to serve us. Everything we have to do. But if we don't reach these books, our situation is very, very dangerous.
that is true, Prabhuji, because reading books, I feel, increases our faith and makes it more firm, because the books affirm what we've heard. And I think,
Absolutely.
especially for somebody like me, I feel when I read, my faith kind of strengthens because I say, wow, oh, actually, Krishna actually said that.
Absolutely.
Hearing the lecture.
One must study this Vedic literature and obtain transcendental knowledge. We have to pay the price. We have to pay the price. We have to pay the price. We cannot get it cheap. We cannot get it cheap. Cannot get it cheap. We have to pay the price. So, to answer Kamal Priya Mataji, your question, on a practical level, of course, on a conceptual level, we are hammering this point. But on a practical level, somebody who does not have time, what Maharaj suggests, because devotees have asked all these questions to Maharaj. In fact, I would highly recommend everybody, please hear one lecture of Maharaj every day. One lecture of Radhanath Maharaj every day, because sometimes I see devotees hearing so many lectures here and there, which is all good because all are devotees, all are very powerful. But please understand, if you get into the habit of listening to one lecture of Maharaj every day, you will be able to get answers to all your questions.
Prabhuji,
All
should
there.
we listen on ISKCON Desire or Radhanath Swami radio?
So I typically put the radio.
Okay.
I feel that the radio is, I feel it's kind of Krishna is choosing what he wants to tell us today.
Right. Yes, because it is not something we
So
select.
I feel it's like a little bit of a mystical, I feel, okay, what's Krishna, what does Krishna have for me today?
Right.
And
So,
it becomes kind of, it becomes slightly more interesting than we planning and saying, okay, today I will hear a lecture on lust. Tomorrow I'll hear a lecture on anger. Right? So instead of, anyway, that's how I do it, but whatever works for you, please hear one lecture. These questions are answered, right?
Yeah.
So Maharaj actually was asked, I remember in one lecture, and one Mataji was asking, same question. Maharaj, we don't have time. Where do we read? Yes, you're right. If you don't have time, at least take out half an hour from your busy schedule. Somehow or other, take out that half an hour. If you don't have half an hour, at least take out 15 minutes. But this is a worst case scenario. Huh? Not that everybody says, okay, 15 minutes padenge aap. No. This is a worst case scenario. A day when you are very busy and you don't have that half an hour, or you don't have those 2 hours. At least 15 minutes. And when we are reading at that time, we are completely taking shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam, of Bhagavad Gita, and with that dayaniya dependence on the Vedic scriptures, we fully absorb for those 15 minutes very intensely without getting distracted and read with that shelter. And when we will read with that shelter, those 15 minutes reading for that day will be equal to 5 hours of reading. But only when the day is very tight. Otherwise, we have to take half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours of our time to read. But on a practical level, just wanted to kind of say that let's start with that half an hour of intense introspection, deep study and meditation. We should study in a way that whatever we have read is hitting our mind whole day. Doom, 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 whole day. No matter what we are doing, it's hitting. Like we are reading now, right? And Prabhupada saying, in order to attain permanent life, one must be prepared to go back to Godhead. So this should bang our head every whole day today. One must be prepared. One must, in order to become happy in this life and attain a permanent blissful life after leaving this material world, one must study the Vedic literature. Hit it. Keep on hitting. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhu, you mentioned some radio is the one you listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maharaj.
Yes.
Hare Krishna.
And yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, my question may be similar answer. I don't know. Question is, even though we know little knowledge, but any calamity comes in the life, then that time, sometimes it is not possible to apply the knowledge whatever we have. Then how can we prepare ourselves to react properly in that situation?
So basically, if we are daily preparing ourselves very nicely, then when the calamity comes, we will be able to remember Krishna. Niha Bikramanaሾsti Pratyavayo na vidyate swalpamapi asya dharmasya traito mahatya bhayat. That even little progress made will help us. Krishna will help us. When the calamity is not there, that's when we prepare ourselves.
Yes,
Right?
Prabhu.
So the preparation has to be very thorough. And that's why this sadhana, this reading, if we are doing every day, when the calamity comes, this knowledge will come to our intelligence and say, Sham Sundar Das, remember, don't do this. Or respond in this way. Or talk in this way. You see?
Yeah,
Right?
yes, Prabhuji. But yeah, and Prabhuji,
So,
Bhagavad Gita, every lecture, is there any site in Radhanath Swami Maharaj sites? Maharaj Maharaj's lectures.
yeah,
All
ISKCON Desiratory, you go Radhanath Swami, and in that you go Bhagavad Gita lectures, you'll find them.
okay. Is any for every chapter it is there, Prabhuji?
I don't know. You might have to do some research on that. It might be there. Okay, let's read the next purport. Who'd like to read the next purport? Sudarai Madi, you want to read?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji. Yeah.
From his kingdom.
Yeah, from his kingdom, the personality of Godhead sends his bona fide servants to propagate this message by which one can return to Godhead. And sometimes the Lord comes himself to do this work. Since all living beings are his beloved sons, his parts and parcels, God is more sorry than we ourselves to see the sufferings we are constantly undergoing in this material condition. The miseries of this material world serve to directly remind us of our incompatibility with dead matter. Intelligent living entities generally take note of these reminders and engage themselves in the culture of Vidya or transcendental knowledge. Human life is the best opportunity for the culture of spiritual knowledge, and a human being who does not take advantage of this opportunity is called a Naradhama, the lowest of human beings.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
So this is again in line, in sync, right? Do you see some nice points here in this para?
Yes, Prabhuji. Krishna sent his devotees um, as a spiritual masters,
Yeah.
and Krishna sometimes comes himself to help the living beings to get the knowledge. But
Right.
even though we are not even though we are seeing all those things, death, old age and disease, and we are not understanding that that will come to us, and doing like normal people, then we are called Naradhama, and we have to take benefit of all these things, and we have to proceed, and we have to use this human life for transfer knowledge and advancement.
So basically, uh, just see how everything is tying up. You were asking the question, right? That what happens when calamities come, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
When calamities come, how do we do?
Yeah.
And the answer is right here in this para that you read. Do you see that answer there?
Yeah, and we have to take the shelter of spiritual.
The exact sentence is the miseries of this material world, right? The calamities are the miseries, right?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
Miseries of this material world serve to indirectly remind us of our incompatibility with dead matter. What are the calamities doing? They are reminders. And Tanya Mataji was asking that these people were intelligent, why they did not go to Swargloka. Answer is right here. The real intelligence. Intelligent living entities generally take note of these reminders and engage themselves in the culture of Vidya. All tying up now. Can you see that?
Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
What do the intelligent living entities do? They take the reminders from the material world and they study books. They engage themselves in culture of knowledge. Clear there?
It's very nice, Prabhuji.
So it's all tying up.
Hmm.
Real intelligence. See, Hiranyakashipu and Ravan and all these people, they also got reminders. Ravan got so many reminders, right?
Yeah,
But
yes,
he was not
Prabhuji.
intelligent. He did not engage in the culture of Vidya. Rather, because of his anarthas, those reminders could not help him. So we must understand the miseries of the material world. They remind us, and we should take these reminders to get back to the roots, which is to engage ourselves in the culture of knowledge. So see, you asked the question, answer is right there.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, yeah, thank you, Prabhuji.
Any other questions? We will close here. It's 10 o'clock. So any other comments, questions?
Yeah, it's very interesting, Prabhu. Isopanishad is every shloka is very important, actually.
Absolutely. Shall we quickly summarize what we discussed today?
We have to know Vidya, Avidya side by side. Then we can transcend this influence of repeated birth and death.
Okay. And
Enjoy
and live a life of immortality.
immortality. Yes.
Right. What did we discuss today? Can we summarize that? Quickly, points, high level points. What did we discuss?
Material
Yes.
miseries or reminders for us, and we have to be intelligent enough.
Okay. Good point. What else?
Old age
Yeah.
disease. Continue.
What is that?
Old age disease, death, they will come. But we have to prepare ourselves. Material science is not able to do anything for that.
Material science, material advancement is not going to give us life of immortality. What else?
as aligned with that, how you preparing for our material life? We want to live happily, so not we live happily, like how you plan for retirement, like that. We need to have a plan for spiritual.
We have to invest. We have to invest our time in our spiritual practices on a high priority basis if we want to be happy in this life and if we want to go back to Godhead.
Yeah, one more.
What is the solution to, in order to attain a permanent life,
Yep.
to be prepared to go back to Godhead?
Yes.
So we all need to prepare ourselves to go back to Godhead. We have to prepare daily basis, every day we have to prepare to go back to Godhead.
And it has to be, Prabhu, here it says process by which one go back to Godhead. We have to read the scriptures.
Absolutely.
Learn
In order to
read
become
with
happy in
scriptures.
this life and go back to Godhead, the process by which one goes back to Godhead, he has to learn from the scripture. कृष्णा रामा को बहुत अच्छी बुद्धि दो, आशीर्वाद दो, ताकि रामा बहुत अच्छा डिवोटी बने, हरि नाम संकीर्तन का प्रचार करे। रामानंद राय प्रभु की जय। सब डिवोटी से भी आशीर्वाद ले लो।
हरि बोल रामानंद।
हाथ जोड़ो, बोलो हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी और माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा।
बोलो
रामा।
Hare Krishna.
बोलो हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी और माता जी। बोलो मुझे अपना आशीर्वाद दीजिए ताकि मैं अच्छा भक्त बनूं। अनंत विलास प्रभु की जय हो।
हरि बोल।
हरी हरी प्रभु जी, कैसे हैं आप?
ठीक है।
So nice to get your darshan. कृष्णमोहन प्रभु हरि बोल।
Please accept my humble obeisances on your lord's feet.
हरे कृष्णा हरि बोल। मर्सी मिल गया भाई हमें तो। पिट्सबर्ग में बैठे बैठे आपका दर्शन हो गया। दिस इज कृष्णा स्पेशल मर्सी।
Served prasad also. It's not my fortune.
हाँ,
If you had been here, I would have served you some prasad.
बस मैं आ रहा हूँ आपसे प्रसादम लेने के लिए। हरि बोल।
Mani Prabhu is in Pittsburgh or somewhere else?
Mani Prabhu is in Gita Nagari.
Oh, अच्छा Gita Nagari.
Yeah. Gita Nagari, Govind Prabhu and Gaurang Prabhu are doing a retreat.
Gaurang Prabhu also joined the call, Prabhuji, for a bit. The camera was off, he was sitting here. I was like, oh, Prabhuji. He's like, yeah, I'm looking.
क्या बात कर रहे हो? नहीं प्रभु ऐसा मत करो यार। इनके एक श्याम सुंदर क्या बोल रहे हैं?
I just stepped out for 2 minutes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji came and sat here and he was listening.
हरे कृष्णा। एक मिनट। What, did he say anything?
He's right there.
कहाँ पे? अच्छा, अरे बाप रे। प्रभु जी आपने तो ये प्रसादम हॉल में लगा दिया यार, बताया नहीं आपने मेरे को।
But Prabhu ji, today class
अभी आए प्रभुजी, लास्ट में आए।
अच्छा,
वाईफाई यहीं पे आ रहा है प्रभुजी।
ठीक है मणि प्रभु, चलो।
चलो प्रभुजी, हरे कृष्ण।
हरी हरी। So Hare Krishna everybody, thank you so much for joining.
Hare
Krishna, Prabhuji,
We'll
thank you.
meet again next
Prabhu,
Saturday.
one thing, Prabhu.
Yeah.
Prabhu, I got an email from Rupa Madhuri Devidasi
Okay.
regarding Maharaji contribution.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, day before yesterday, yes, I was just through online. I was paying, and what happened? I don't know what happened. And then after that,